Hello.
Yeah, Bhaskar ji, we will just start program in a while. Hello.
हाँ नमस्कार जी.
हाँ, नमस्कार जी. We will just start a program in a while. Just wait, just few minutes, just few minutes. Am I audible? Uh, एक minute.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So let's start the program. Although I am waiting for some participant because they have sent me confirmation, but nevertheless they will join in between. So a great afternoon to all of you. जय जिनेन्द्र, नमस्कार, दादा नमस्कार आप सभी को। और आपका इस मास्टर क्लास में बहुत स्वागत है। आपने टाइम निकाला इस वीकेंड पे, बट आई एम श्योर कि दैट द नॉलेज आई एम ब्रिंगिंग ऑन द टेबल यू विल definitely find some value out of this, because this program I have created in a very different way, and I track a lot of other platforms. So such topic and coverage which I have covered in this particular program is very different. So I hope you will find some value. So let's start the program. So our discussion points for today programs are that to set some context and then uncovering new growth avenues in real estate, the blueprint for SME IPO for real estate, and then how SMA REITs are reshaping the real estate funding. And last but not least, how these AIFs are making disruption in real estate financing, because that is a fastest emerging area that is completely disrupting not only real estate, but in other business segments as well in our country. So before we move forward, so I would like to know from the audience that from which location you have joined and what is your background, so that will make me, to align the my deliberation. So just put your location and your background. For example, Noida, lawyer, then Delhi, the CA, Mumbai, architect, means just location and your background. So that will give some idea to me. Noida Delta, yes, that is the complete thing I am looking for. Noida lawyer, very nice, very nice. Okay. Kanpur, business of finance and real estate, wonderful. Rajiv Manshirwani ji, okay. Sanjay Jain ji, mechanical engineer. Oh wow! So they are interest in real estate funding from technical side also, very nice. And then Mumbai CA real estate industry. Although the name is shown as a Darshana Rajput, so I will request that if you can change your name. So then Noida consultant, right? Okay. So before I move, with your permission, I will take the liberty to introduce myself and to share my background. So I am CMA, Company Secretary, Accredited Management Teacher, and Ambulance of IIM Calcutta, and Certified Independent Director. I carry 35 plus years of experience in corporate and consulting. I have managed the real estate portfolio over 27,000 plus crores, and I have successfully completed real estate projects, 170 plus real estate projects, and I have raised funds in my corporate and consulting career for projects having cost INR 16,000 plus crores. And I am also creator of Real Intel framework, that is a game-changing methodology to save and earn millions in real estate. These are some of my thoughts that I just thought that to share with the audience, that making life happier, dream beyond imagination, desire within limitation, capture knowledge, create wisdom and share. If others can do, why not we? And this is my magic mantra: collaborate, collaborate, collaborate. I'm author of the Amazing bestseller, Transform Your MSME to MNC, and what you don't know about data that could cost you millions. I have been distinguished speaker at various forums, and I am recipient of the gold medal for best performance at top corporate level. I have been regular jury with some global this media house. I'm mentor to many MSMEs and startups. I'm advisor on boards of various institutions and independent director of listed company. And clients affectionately call as a Chanakya for giving cutting edge solution to complex problems. So let's start from uncovering new growth avenues in real estate, because funding comes later. First of all, we need to calibrate what uh, growth avenues, opportunities are going to be unfolded in real estate. With your liberty, I will make this presentation in little faster mode, because I have lot of content and lot of data and insight to share with you. So with your permission, I will take speed little faster. So what you can do, you note down your queries, and at the end of the presentation, you can ask question, and I will be happy to answer. So if you see the real estate, it has been a catalyst for economic and urban growth our country at current status of the 300 billion contribution. It contributes around 7 to 8 of the GDP at current value. But it is projected that by 2030 it will reach to 1 trillion, considering the current momentum of our GDP, and it is second highest employment generator, providing 77 million jobs and representing 14 to 15% after you can say it is a second second largest job provider after uh, agriculture. And India's economy is expected to hit US dollar 26 trillion by 2448 with 8% annual growth. So we have considered only moderate annual growth. It may be little higher and sometimes it will be little lower, but we have taken the moderate figure. And by 2047, it is expected that 1 billion people will belong to the middle class, and urbanization will touch 50%. Means whatever will be the population of our country, the 50% population will be living in cities. And this is a forecast that by 2024, 542 million people, and by 2035, 675 million people will be living in urban areas. Now, real estate has seen the hyper growth. We can expect a hyper growth in the real estate because it is expected that 5 to 6% annual growth. Just a moderate, again, figure we have taken into account. The market is valued as a 4.8 trillion by 2047. So you can just imagine from 300 million, means 0.3 million as of now, and 48 trillion for 4.8 trillion by 2047. So almost you can say 15, more than even 16 times of the current size in just a span of the 23 years, and just with the average growth of the 5 to 6%. That is very moderate considering our GDP growth. So that is this expected, means opportunities, because these figures are these numbers are very, very important, because this figure itself shows that how big our real estate opportunities are going to be unfolded in times to come. And if you see the luxury home sales, it has been surged 75% in 2023, doubling their share in total sales. And there has been record residential sales in 2024. Now, these figures are very interesting. 246,791 units were sold between the range of the 50 lakhs and 2 crores by range. So our real estate has seen as a investment magnet. Now it is the third largest sector in FDI inflow. 60 billion dollar has been invested between April 2000 to March 2024. And now there has been thrust from the government angle for housing for all initiative to attract 1.3 trillion by 2025. These are the expected figures. And if you review the retail and commercial potential, the 41 million square feet of the retail developments projected between 2024-28 just in 4 years. 1 year has already completed, so 25, 26 years, there are 4 years, and that is too only in top 7 cities. So now this particular snapshot is a validation of the opportunities and the figures and the facts which I have shared in my preceding discussion. So this is the past track record of the 2024. So you can see the figures I have mentioned, almost 2.5 lakhs house have been sold, and that was the range of the 50 lakhs to 2 crores. There are many sale below this category. So if I add to that, the number will be much higher. But this is the figure between 50 lakhs to 2 crores. So you can see that how, and these are not on the pan-India basis. These are for the selective area of the top tier cities in our country. So these figures belong to only those areas. So if you take the tier 2, tier 3 and other areas, the again figure will be much higher. So this particular snapshot, I think, is a self-explanatory to validate my deliberation, which I just shared in my earlier slides. So we have also formed our WhatsApp group for, because we are now creating a very, different programs for real estate, industry. They do those, and our objective is that how we can bring world-class methodology, world-class knowledge at the global level to our country. So because considering the new avenues are adding in our country, now real estate will be a hot sector, not for the Indian players, but for the global players as well. So you can join our WhatsApp group that I'm just pause a while. So this QR code you can scan and you can join our WhatsApp group for have the updated info of our upcoming programs. So now the first area, because we have, although there may be many areas of the real estate funding, so but I have purposely chosen the areas which are truly revolutionizing the real estate funding. And the first of such areas is the SME IPO, because that is completely a very new emerging area for real estate as far as real estate is concerned. Although there are many listed companies in our company, but by the introduction of the SME IPO, lot of other companies are taking this advantage and reap the benefit of this route. So how it matters, first of all, it is very important. Then access, first of all, it is access to capital, because it enables developers to fund their new projects, acquire land or reduce land. Now, this thing is very important, acquire land. Normally in India, due to RBI regulation, there is no funding available under normal banking channels for developers to acquire land. But this is the area where the developers can acquire land formally, and this is not behind the scenes. Formally, they can disclose their purpose in their prospectus, and they can raise money from the public. So that is a very attractive area from the purpose of making new projects, acquiring land for developers. Then definitely it is a boost. It boosts the credibility. The market opportunity is also there, because tier 2 tier cities are growing. So the SMEs can also capitalize on their regional real estate growth. And if you see the key trends, there has been many SME IPOs recently where there have been large oversubscription, and there has been growing participation from affordable side and commercial side. And then why it is relevant? Because SME IPOs empower the real estate player to scale up and contribute to the India's property market. So that is the main reason where a real estate companies can plan for SME IPO. So as an SME IPO is the process by which a small and medium enterprise raise capital by offering shares to the public for the first time. It's a very simple definition, nothing very big thing. Now, key factors are that the target market, this is very important because SME seeking growth and expansion through public funding, they should understand target market. The listing platforms in our country for SME IPOs are BSE SME and NSE Emerge. These are two platforms. The eligibility is minimum net tangible assets of rupees 1 crores and net worth of rupees 1 crore. Promoter holding should not be less than 20% of the post capital. And there are post IPO governance, compliance with regulatory frameworks, and corporate governance. So if you see the key eligibility criteria, there are 8 key eligibility criteria in terms of net tangible assets, your net worth, your track record, your paid up capital, your minimum application size, minimum number of allottees, leverage ratio, and promoter holding. So now why this question is very important, because earlier slide was how your eligibility. Now the key question is why. Why real estate company should consider the SME IPO. So first of all, better access to debt. Now it is altogether a different story. In earlier slide, I have shared that access to capital, but now I am starting from better access to debt, because ultimately real estate companies need lot of money.
200 ग्राम गुड़ ले आना 200 ग्राम हाँ है नहीं घर में
Secondly, improve corporate governance, then growth opportunities, because by leveraging the IPO proceeds, they can expand their operation, acquire rivals, or even enter the global market. Then employee incentive, because they can give the stock options and they can attract the very talented employees to their team. Then access to capital. Naturally, it is a capital is definitely access, because by SME IPO we raise money. Then your credibility and visibility is enhanced. Your valuation is increased. This is also very, very important, because I have seen many balance sheets of the real estate companies. Lot of value is logged in their balance sheet because they completed their project, and some profits is there, some net worth is there, but for no use. So if they make some strategic use of this kind of locked, asset, locked type of wealth, which is lying there, so they can definitely unlock their valuation and tap the opportunities through SME IPO. And then exit for early investors. So the investors who are invested in the projects, so they can also get the exit through the SME IPO. So how real estate companies can prepare for SME IPO? So first of all, they need to evaluate the IPO readiness, because your financial health, your competitive strengths, your management capabilities, your market position, your growth potential, all these factors are very, very important. So you need to evaluate that whether your company is ready for IPO or not. Then you need a strong financial books, because your accurate audited financial statements, they are the prerequisite, because you are subject to many authorities, many regulators during this process. So you need a accurate and audited your financial statement. So no matter what is the level of the profitability, because as I shared, if you have the profit of as low as operating profit 1 CR for last for in 2 years out of 3 years, then you are eligible to for SME IPO. So that is not a very big deal. But only thing is that your financial statement should be accurately presented and audited, properly audited. There should not be hanky-panky kind of thing, because nowadays regulators are very, very vigilant, and at any point of time they can reject the entire process. Then you have to comply with accounting standards, then listing criteria, and a real estate company need to develop a strategic growth plan, because ultimately this is a, they need to create a multi-year roadmap. This is not a one-time decision. It is a basically it has the cascading effect in the future of the any real estate company, if they go for the public go into the public platform. So they need to create a multi-year roadmap with key growth strategy, their cash flow, their expansion plan. And they also need to strengthen their internal process, because as you all aware of that, comparatively to other sectors, real estate particularly have this kind of inherent weakness in our country. So they need to build robust workflow technology, then operational infrastructure, and optimize their business system. Then corporate governance and due diligence, they need to implement SEBI compliant governance framework. So that is a prerequisite. They have to form audit committee, board structure. So since I'm also, as I share, I'm an independent director of the listed company. So I can share that on regular basis, it's not a very big deal that there are very complicated kind of thing. The only thing is that you have to change your mindset. You have to make your mindset compliant to the law. So the moment you change your mindset, then nothing is very complex. So the point is that if you are going for a SME IPO route as a real estate company, you have to ensure the corporate governance and due diligence as per the regulatory framework. Now, these are the, when I was tracking the success story or past track record of the real estate SME IPO, I found that typically 38 real estate companies have come under the SME IPO route. So I have taken the top real estate SME IPO success stories for reference, because, and although one should also learn from the failure, but nevertheless, practically, one take the motivation more from the success. So now these are the top 10 real estate SME IPO I have selected from all those 38 companies. So you can see the returns are as high as 1680. Although this particular return is having only for this track record of the 2 months. So that I think we can ignore. But if you go for other examples, for example, AGI Infra 312% per annum growth. This was listed in March 15. And then 137% growth in Kesar India, that was listed in July 22. Or this Suratwala Business Group, August 20, 160% per annum growth in their share price, and so on. So the success story, these success stories are basically a validation for you, this process, that if you take this route strategically with some thoughtful exercise, with changing your mindset, then definitely you can also create your own success story like these companies have created. Now coming to the second part of the funding, one was the SME IPO, the second is the SM-REIT, because this is just recently introduced and it has not seen just in a year. It was introduced in March 2024 by the SEBI, but it is also fastly reshaping the real estate funding in our country. So if we see the history in our country, so REIT, because REITs are different and as SME REITs are different. So first, I have taken the start from the REIT, because it has the long history in our country. It was introduced in 2014 by our regulator, the SEBI. And there has been many, delay in the implementation due to some regulatory hurdles. And since then, there has been 5 sets of the key amendments. And due to this taxation in a structural issue, that further, slow down the adoption, because as of now, there are only 5 REITs which are in our country. So as far as REIT is concerned, so unfortunately, this particular area has not seen the growth that would have been seen. But yes, the SM-REIT now which I am discussing with you is altogether is a different ball game, because this particular model is different, although it is also REIT, but its model is very different. Its compliances are very, very liberalized. And since ticket size is low, so now it is making many small and medium real estate players to take this route for funding. So an SME REIT is a type of the real estate investment trust that pulls funds from the investor under one or more schemes. So sub-regulation 2 of the regulations 26P, the SEBI has defined that how they can pull the fund. So through that compliance, they can pool the funds. Now, key condition for SM-REITs to raise funds is the asset size. Their asset size should be between 50 CR to 500 crore. As I mentioned that REIT, there's a minimum criteria of 500 crore or more. Only then you are qualified to issue your REIT. But as far as SM-REIT is concerned, so it is below 500 crore till 50 means 500 crore, and start with the 50 crore. The minimum investors required in SM-REITs are minimum 200 unit holders, excluding investment manager, associate, and related parties. The key requirements for SM-REITs are asset size is 50 to 500 crore, asset completion, at least 95% of assets must be fully developed and revenue generating. Minimum subscription amount is rupees 10 lakhs per investor. And investment manager should have a net worth of the 20 crores, and investment manager is not allowed to exit completely their holding. They are required to retain at least 5% of outstanding unit for 2 years post listing. And you need to also appoint a merchant banker who will oversee the listing process as been appointed in a normal IPOs. The modes of funds raising for SME REITs are the funds raising via issue of units. They can issue the units, then they can borrow from, there are some borrowing limit also if they want to borrow, and they can also raise funds from SAV and vice versa. So there are the various models where SME REITs can raise the money to fund the assets which they need to invest or acquire.
Pankaj, sorry, can you go back to the previous slide? I was just reading through this.
Okay.
Okay.
Shall we move forward?
Yes, Pankaj.
Okay. So now opportunity for investor in SM-REIT. So this is a very important part, because ultimately your issue is made successful by the investor. So if there will be no attraction for investor, your issue cannot be successful. So as far as SM-REIT is concerned, so there is a high attraction for investor because first of all, they have the accessibility to high value assets. Then they have the regular income as well as capital appreciation. They have the liquidity, because all SM-REITs are compulsorily listed on stock exchanges. So that is a one of the very critical criteria from the investment part of point of view, because they have the complete liquidity. Then there is a transparency, because since there are SEBI regulations are involved in the entire process. So there are the step-by-step approach by the SEBI. There are a lot of monitoring agencies are involved in this process, like merchant banker. So you can expect a transparency. So that is also from the investor point of view. This is a very important thing. Then diversification, because as of now, there are not the number of SM-REITs are very few. I will share in next slide the case study. But you just imagine the scenario going forward 5 years down the line, when there will be 100 numbers of the SM-REITs. Now there is a instead of investing 1 crore in one asset, that makes sense for investor. That why not to invest in 10 different assets? So that will be a wonderful opportunity for investors in going forward. Then the question is, then why choose? Again, the why is very important in every discussion. So purposely, I have in all my category tried to answer this question. Then why choose the SM-REIT? So first of all, targeted investment in small and mid properties, as I shared, that ticket size is low comparing to REIT. In REIT, there is a ticket size minimum 500 CR. And in SM-REIT, there is a ticket size minimum 50 CR. So that makes mid-size and small properties really, affordable for investment. Then there is a diversification of portfolio, as I shared, that there may be number of, investment under SM-REITs. So they can invest in various assets. Then low entry barriers. The entry barriers are also not very big, because the whatever compliance law is there, the main compliance law is more for the investment manager, where there is a net worth of the 20 crore, but considering the nature of the real estate business, the 20 crore part is also manageable. So if you leave that part, the entire process is seamless. Their rules and regulations is also very clear. So as far as entry barriers are concerned, there are very low entry barriers, and then steady income generation. That is a very important part, that through SM-REIT one can generate regular income through rentals, dividends, and whenever the REIT sold the property, so whatever this capital appreciation part is there, so they can also have the share as per their investment. So now this case study is, ladies and gentlemen, is the very recent case study I have taken. First SM-REIT is on the table in our country just in last month. This is a property share investment trust that has been registered by SEBI as SM-REIT, and investment manager is Property Share Investment Manager Private Limited. And the asset which they have taken under this SM-REIT IPO share is the Prop Share Platina, that is a Bangalore-based asset. And if you track the performance highlights, the IPO date, listing date, issue size, issue price, it was over subscribed 1.2 times. The issue price was 10.5 lakhs. And currently, due to, as you are aware of, that our Sensex is having a lot of hits for last 1 month. So the current price is a little low, 10.38 lakhs. But I don't think that is a very big thing, because I've seen many shares which have gone down by 5%, 7%. So again, I've seen that is a very positive part in this particular share, that the percentage volatility is very, very low comparing to volatility in Sensex, because Sensex has gone down by almost 10%. So if you take the 12 lakhs in 10.5, it is a meager of the 1%. So again, this figure is not a negative figure. This shows the positive side of the issue, that these kind of investments are quite safe, because these are backed by the real assets. Because as you have seen, this Prop Share Palatina, this is a grade business park based at Bangalore, and their tenant is also US based company with the steady rentals. So this first SM-REIT has also come last month. So we are expecting this year that many more SM-REITs are in the pipeline, so we can also have more success stories. So did you find value in this session? So can you just write in a chat box? I want to see your response, how you are finding value in this session. Please write in chat box. Okay, so now I have a exciting, thing to share with all of you, that our next upcoming program is next big opportunity in real estate and be a game changer, where we will share the fast emerging new areas in the real estate. And that program is going to be scheduled on 22nd Feb. So this QR code is there. So those who want to register in the program, they can register right now. I'm just giving a pause for a while. So those who are interested can scan this code and register for the program. The code is there. This code you can scan and register right away. So in this program, we will bring you a very, very interesting up-to-date knowledge for the areas which will reshape the fate of our real estate industry in times to come. As I mentioned, from the journey from 300 million to 4.8 trillion, how exciting it will be. How excited. 16 times our industry will unfold the opportunities in the size 16 times higher than as of now. So you can just imagine. So that will not be possible by the conventional areas of the real estate. Many more emerging areas which are fast emerging in real estate. So one has to track, one has to invest, one need to optimize the opportunities, to harness the opportunities in those areas. So like prop tech, co-living, branded residences, hospitality, luxury housing, warehousing, data centers, redevelopment, global capability centers. All these areas are fast emerging areas which will, I personally feel, add or rewrite the story of the real estate growth in our country. So if you have scanned the registration QR, just confirm in the chat box. If you have done, just confirm in the chat box.
Pankaj, after registering, I can see the time as 4 a.m. instead of 4 p.m. Could you please correct that?
And I'm glad that you corrected this. I will get it done. I will get it done. I've seen that message of the Sanjay Jain ji. So, Sanjay Jain ji, you are right. I have not, included the much deeper discussion because all these areas need deliberation of, lot of time because there are lot of, stuff in these areas. So what I have done that I am planning to conduct sessions for each and every area separately in future. Once I have some basic, completion of the basic series which we have planned. So we will conduct programs separately for each segment. So where we will try to include much deeper insights and much deeper knowledge. Thank you, Sanjay ji, for your feedback and observation. Thank you. So now, coming to the alternate investment funds part. So this particular route of the funding is, I think if I take some success story also, yes, I can say it has disrupted and disrupting also real estate financing. The way these are impacting our real estate industry, so their impact is beyond any doubt that their contribution, their impact on our industry is very, very high, very, very significant. So the context is that, as you are aware of, that traditional lenders face regulatory restriction. As I mentioned earlier, for example, they don't finance land. They don't finance if some your parameters are missing as per their criteria. So in usual condition, they don't finance. But AIF have the very, very flexible kind of criteria. So that is the main differentiator which AIF provide and bring value on the table for real estate companies, because many real estate companies don't find compatibility with regular guidelines of the funding. So here are the AIF which put the requirement of the nature of the projects in such kind of situation. So like your land acquisition, some last mile completion, and they have unlocked the opportunities for new project as well, stall projects, and they also ensure liquidity for developers because at many times I will say share my own company case study. So where the all avenues of funding were exhausted, we were not having any asset to securitize to give the security, but even under those kind of situation, we raised big funding from AIF. So AIF provide that kind of bandwidth and flexibility for real estate financing, which is a need of our. Now, key impacts of AIF, if I have to elaborate, first of all, this land acquisition. This is a most critical part because under RBI regulation, no bank, NBFC, or any institution which are governed by the RBI cannot finance you land. But as far as AIF are concerned, so they are not part of this kind of thing. They are, I know certain AIFs which very openly finance the land because provided there is a good opportunity, so they don't shy away to financing the land part of the project. Then even project execution also, because there are some level of the projects, there are some under construction project where are some kind of problem. So for example, if your RERA number is not there, so I don't think that any bank or NBFC will give you funding. But I have seen that AIA have given funding even before RERA number coming for the project. So that is the kind of flexibility which AI will take for a under construction or new project. Then nice last mile completion also, because for some projects which are stalled and their funding is not available under usual route. So again, AIF are providing funding. I think all of you are very well aware of the Swami Fund, that how that Swami Fund has unlocked the value of the some stall projects in our country on a pan-India basis. So that is also alternate investment fund. So that is also a very important role and impact which AIF have created. Then flexible financial structure. So that is also a very good thing that they are open for debt, equity, or hybrid kind of financing, whatever project needs are there. So they are open for all kind of instruments, and their horizons are long term. So again, because the nature of real estate funding is such that our horizon is we require funding for long term basis. So there have been no immediate repayment pressures unlike bank loans. So that is also a unique part for the alternate investment funds. So if you see the structure and regulation of real estate AIFs, they operate under category 2 AIF regulation. And the key features are that maximum 25% exposure they can take per project. And they are required to follow some transparency through private placement model. And their lock-in period are long term. As far as their investor base is concerned, so they can raise money from HNIs, ultra HNIs, pension funds, institutional and accredited investors. Their investment focuses again equity, NCDs, hybrid. This I already discussed that as far as real estate is concerned, so they have made huge impact on real estate, not only in housing and commercial, but also in emerging areas. So let's understand because this is very important to understand the investment strategy. So it is just like matching the your boy and girl. जैसे एक शादी के लिए एक आपको एक मैच करना जरूरी होता, तो ये भी बहुत एक इम्पोर्टेंट है एक आपके अंडरस्टैंडिंग, बिकॉज देर आर लॉट ऑफ AIF वर्किंग इन अवर कंट्री, बट इफ यू डोंट अंडरस्टैंड their strategy and your project matching, so there will be wastage of time to approach them and align them as per your requirement of the project. So there have been different AIF which have the different strategies. As first, let me discuss the key strategies which different AIF adopt. The first one is the core strategy, where the risk they keep risk profile very low. So their focus is primarily on income producing property like rental offices or warehouses. Here they see the returns which are very, very stable. Then there is a core plus strategy where risk is moderate. Their focus is on minor redevelopment or operational improvement. Here returns are balanced. And third strategy is the value added strategies where risk is medium to high, and their focus is enhancing property value through renovations. Example is upgrading old buildings for higher lease or sales lease. And there is a opportunistic strategy where risk is quite high, and their focus is speculative investment in undeveloped or distressed assets. And returns are, however, potentially high. And there are some AIF also which are focused on the greenfield investments. So they fund new projects, maybe residential, commercial, or residential, or sorry, industrial. So key players in our country, if we map, there may be many other also, because this particular list is not exhaustive. So I have just taken few key real estate players which are very active. First of all, this Kotak Investment Advisor. The focus of this fund is residential, commercial real estate and warehousing projects. And their notable fund is the Kotak Realty Fund. Their size is 8,000 crore. And then second is the Pyramid Fund Management. Their focus is mezzanine financing, construction finance, stress assets. Their strength is large exits and IR exceeding 20% in select projects. So they have made a very clear cut their strategy that they look for IIR not lesser than 20%. So they finance they in a flexible kind of instrument, but they put their targeted IR at least 20% or more. Then SDFC Capital Advisor, they have focused more on the affordable housing under HKR initiative. Their fund size is 3 billion across multiple phases. Then ICCI Venture, their focus is diversified real estate, including residential and commercial properties. And they have taken the recent strategy of the value addition projects. Then Blackstone India, their focus is large scale commercial retail properties, pre-REIT investments. Contribution, the major contribution of Blackstone in our country was to develop the REIT market in India, because the first REIT in our country, that was Embassy REIT, that was backed by the Blackstone investment. So that was their significant contribution to bring the light of the first real REIT in our country. Then Edelweiss Group, then they have the focus of the distressed real estate assets and alternative financing solution. Their notable fund is the Edelweiss Distressed Asset Fund. So there have been some success stories of real estate AIFs. So if you see the Blackstone's office park strategy, their approach was they invested in underperforming commercial properties in major cities, and they executed and renovated and leased to the high profile clients, because the properties were not having in a good shape. So what they have done, they renovated, and they also were able to find out the high profile leased clients. And they aggregated assets under one REIT, that was Embassy Office REITs. And the outcome was exceptional returns through this particular process, because earlier their properties were not giving that level of return. But by doing this strategic positioning of their assets, the returns now they were able to garner the higher level of return, superior returns from the same assets. Then there is a SDFC Affordable Housing Fund. So as I mentioned, their approach was for affordable housing in Tier 1 or Tier 2 city. So their outcome is also very, very positive. They enabled construction of 1 lakh plus affordable units, and they delivered stable returns while supporting housing for all, because in this particular segment, the NPA ratio is quite low, because the ticket size is also low, and the NPA ratio is also very low, because the disbursement are directly related to the construction link, because there are no advance kind of disbursement considering the stages of the construction as per the policy of the government. So that is the reason that they have a low ticket size, and at the same time the NPA ratio is very, very low in this particular segment. And then this is a different altogether segment in this which Indo Space Logistic Fund, tab, that was the logistic parks and industrial hubs to leverage the e-commerce growth. So now, as of now, they have become the India's largest logistics real estate developers, which is managing over 50 million square feet of space under this particular area. Now, if I want to see that what are the future trend of real estate, this AIFs, because as we discussed that we are going to grow 16 times in next 23 years from now, from the current size of our industry. So definitely future trends of each and every sector of funding, future trend of each and every segment of growth is very, very important. So if you can map the future trends of the AIFs in these particular broadly 5 areas. First of all, ESG investment. This is very, very important because as you are aware of that our country is committed for net zero on various international forums. So the government has the lot of thrust on this in this particular area. So now AIF are also shifting their strategy. So they are focusing on green buildings and sustainable development. So that is the very, very important alignment which our real estate developers and companies need to do right now in order to take the future opportunities. The second thing is the affordable housing. So there has been continued, interest by the government of India. The government is bringing some new incentives in scheme because again, the housing for all, their target is still far, behind the target. So still the government is trying very hard. So again, this area is also very, very, promising. Then warehousing and data centers, as you are aware of, e-commerce and digital commerce is growing in leaps and bounds. So for this warehousing and data center, these two segments of the real estates are also growing. And then tech-driven real estate, adoption of prop tech and blockchain for transparency and efficiency. They are also making a impact on the real estate. So there are certain AIF which are investing in these kind of models. And last but not least, this REIT AIF synergy. This is a wonderful synergy of a wonderful case study for the strategic alignment between two areas. One is the REIT, other is the AIF. As I mentioned earlier, that Blackstone was the classic example. Now, same thing has been being adopted by many other AIF as a you can say Me Too kind of strategy, where there has been increasing trend that AIF are also acquiring asset, and through the bundling the REIT, they are supporting the REIT through by way of the funding, and their REITs are aggregating asset, and whatever their returns are there, because 49% as per as SEBI regulation, even as I mentioned in SM-REIT deliberation, that to the extent of the 49% of their size, they can leverage. So they can take some fund from AIF as well. So that also make a good opportunity for AIF in such kind of scenario. So REIT AIF synergy is also a future trend which I personally see it will going to impact. So if you see the advantages of AI funding for real estate developer, that how the real estate developers can benefit. So that is the key question. So first of all, there has been access to large capital pools. This example I mentioned you earlier, that Swami Fund has made a lot of impact in our country. They unlock projects worth 4.6 lakh crore, primarily in affordable housing. So through AIF route, the real estate developers can access to the large capital pools. Secondly, flexible financial structures, as we discussed, all kind of structures, for all kind of structures, this AIF are open, maybe equity, maybe debt, maybe hybrid, all kind of, structures are available under AIF route. Then it is a long-term investment, route. AIF is a long-term investment route because our real estate industry need money for longer time. So AIFs, suits the best strategy to fund the real estate projects because there are the project investment cycles are comparatively 4 to 5 years, and generally there are no, the funding from AIF is also aligned as per their cash flow. Even in my own case study, I completely align the AIF payout with my cash flows. Now that is a wonderful kind of a strategy. There is a no pressure on you to pay the interest. There is no pressure on you to pay the principal because you are completely free. You are completely focused on your business. And the AIF is also having the comfort because the cash flow you will generate, whatever agreed their portion is there, they will take it out. So, but point is that this kind of option is only available in AIF. Such kind of options are not available typically in other way, kind of the funding. And one very important part in AIF funding is the strategic partnership because they are primarily the institutional investors. So they don't only bring the money, they bring their expertise, their credibility, because the way they provide their, this expertise and their brand. So just imagine, I am a real estate developers, and now the Blackstone invest in my project, or some other this Apollo Global invest my projects. How my brand value, how much my brand value be enhanced in a day, just by one action. So that kind of value addition, those these AIF bring on the table. So that is a marvelous kind of strategic partnership they offer to the real estate developers. And since their due diligence is very thorough, so again, that is also very good for the real estate companies, that they can build their robust internal control system, internal process system. So if you have to find out that what is the key criteria for AIF investments in real estate. So first of all, the project status and progress, it is very, very important because every AIF, as you have seen, they have different kind of strategies. They have different kind of investment criteria. They have different kind of IIR target. So primarily, you can see the project status and progress is very important. For example, they prefer for projects under construction who are or nearing completion. That is a preference. It's not like that because, as I mentioned, that many AIF even fund the land. But typically, there are a lot of AIF which are working in our country. So as far as preference is concerned, so if your project is under construction or nearly completion, then your possibility to take the to secure the AIF funding is much more. Then you should have the approvals, then your market demand and potential. This is very important. So if you are in affordable housing, that is already a high demand segment. But if you have you are in some other segment, so that segment should have some strong market trend and demand. Only then you are eligible for a AI funding, because AI, as I mentioned, is a comparatively riskier funding. So at least your return should be having some kind of visibility. Then developer track record. Again, this is important because if your track record is not good, your track record, your reputation, your popularity in market is not good, then definitely AIF will not invest, because AIF are run by the professional management. And in case of global this funds, they carry very, very strong corporate governance norms. So in this particular area, the track record of developer is very important. Then location and valuation. So now I think I need not to tell, because in real estate, these two are the heart and mind of any real estate project. So you need location and valuation attractive for AIF fund. Then revenue and exit strategy, because although AIF invest in on long-term basis, but they also plan their exit very well. So there should be a complete visibility that how they will get exit from your project. and you have good revenue streams, you have good ROI projection. And also as a risk mitigation part, they carry out the exercise from lot of parameters. So you have to comply all those parameters from that perspective. Now, how can real estate companies secure AI funding? So there, I think, is a 4-step process to secure AI funding, which I think is broadly, in my view, is very important. First of all, feasibility study. Then your project should have the viable. So that's a very simple thing. Then detailed project report. Again, it's not like that. There should be any, what I can say that. Uh, Feel like kind of figure. So this is one word, feel like figure, because I've seen many when I discuss very real estate developers, sir, what is your project cost? Sir, calculate your project cost. This is the saleable area. This is the construction area, built up area, and this is the per square feet cost. But just tentatively, this is our project cost. So now this is not a case because if you are going in AIF route, so those guys are very professionally qualified and have the professional expertise. So you need that kind of detailing in your company. So you have the complete financial models, your revenue projections, your construction timeline. So you have to be a very specific in your homework. Then regulatory compliance, because they all AIF are subject to comply SAB regulation as far as foreign AIF are concerned. So they also are concerned, they are also regulated by some RBI regulation. And more of them, some DERA guidelines, some other legal requirements. So you need to follow all these. Then not last but not least, you have to showcase your project USP, because ultimately that is your unique selling point which will sell through your AIA funding. So if you are able to show your USP to the AIF, then definitely you will be successful to secure AIA funding. So, my dear friends, I personally feel that alternative investment funds are game changer in real estate financing, because first of all, they are bridging the liquidity gaps, because as we mentioned in starting deliberation, that traditional lenders generally do not fund those kind of requirement like your land, like your some if you fail in some other criteria. So generally they don't fund. But alternate investment funds, they bridge those kind of liquidity gaps, and based on some other fulfillment of other criteria, they fund for such projects. Then there has been a growing significant, because as I mentioned in my first part of the discussion, that our market potential is very high of real estate opportunities, from 300 billion to 4.8 trillion, 16 times from now in 23 years. Now everyone in the globe is interested in Indian real estate success story, which will unfold in future. So lot of AIFs domestically, lot of AIFs globally, which are coming in India. So now there has been growing significance of our real estate market. Now future outlook is that the government is again, the focus of government is very clear. Their focus is on stalled projects and affordable housing. So the government has, you can say, a 2-point agenda, key agenda. Although I'm not saying the government is not focusing on other areas, government is giving an incentive to all areas. But this is the key focus area as far as real estate is concerned, that how stalled projects can be sailed through, and how the housing for all this category can have more beneficiaries. So these are the main 2-point key agenda as far as government is concerned. Then private sector dive under private sector divulgation, you can see that category 2 AIFR. Now, as of now, they are have footprint more of the tier 1 cities. But in times to come, the way real estate opportunities are unfolding in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. So it is we are expecting that AIF will also expand their footprints in those cities, and the they will also help in democratizing the capital access, either by way of technology or some in offline models. So, my dear friend, the key takeaway is that developers can unlock all these kind of opportunities. So, if they take the right kind of advisory support and they make their robust internal system, so I have no doubt that our real estate developers can tap the opportunity under this particular area. So now I have my own success story with Global Real Estate Alternate Investment Fund. So that is one of the largest real estate fund. The AIF, the name of AIF is the Apollo Global Management, and the company name was the Logis Group. So now why this my success story is very important, because it was a super structured deal. Because when I using the word super structured, so this deal was highly structured. I will share you why I am using this word. So first of all, the deal was super structured for the reasons in all our projects, the client funding was there. You are very well aware of the moment client secure any funding, all those units are released from all kind of lien or any kind of security, because the institution, the bank, the entity who fund to the clients directly, they take the directly charge on the particular unit. So naturally, when in my case, we have already on the stage of selling 75% to 80% of our projects. So normally all the units were being released in favor of the respective lenders. As far as remaining part is concerned, in all our projects, we were having the construction funding. So again, practically there was no asset to offer as a security, as a mortgage. So now under this kind of scenario, what we have done, we were having different projects. So we have made a very innovative kind of methodology where we pull the net cash flow, net cash inflow. I think you are in chat. If you are not understanding, I will explain. We have pulled the net cash inflow. Net cash inflow means, for example, in project 1, I will receive 50 crores after selling off all the project and after completing my project. In other project, I will receive 25 crore net cash. In other project, I will receive, for example, 75. So what I have done, I have pulled the cash flow of the all projects at the my holding company level, which was holding all these projects at SPV level to holding company. And we then calculated the present value of the future cash flow and then securitized and then issued the non-convertible debentures. I think audience, you understood this process. Can you confirm in chat box? Have you understood this process?
पंकज जी एक बार रिपीट करेंगे?
Okay. Means, as I mentioned, the challenge was that 75 to 80% project was sold. So practically my 75 to 80% project was already released in the security of the 75, you can say security was already released in favor of the lender who fund the clients. Okay. So now I was having 20% project in my hand. But problem was that I was having the construction funding. So rest of the 20% of the project was also in the hand of the lender who were having the project construction funding. So practically I was having zero security to offer to my any lender. So under this kind of scenario, no banker, no NBFC, no financial institution can offer me any kind of loan. But since as we deliberated the subject that the funding under AIF route is highly flexible. So we use this route. The Apollo Global Management is a renowned global, one of the biggest real estate AIF across the world. So we funded our, we made our funding requirement through Apollo Global Management AIF. Now methodology was that we were having net cash inflows, because although project was not having any kind of security to offer, but net cash flow outflow was there. Means after completing project A, B, C, there were many projects. So whatever net cash flow inflow was available for us, so we calculated the present value of the future net cash inflow. Is it clear? Hello, Bhaskar ji?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So first of all, we calculated the present value of future cash, cash inflow, future net cash inflow. Okay. So once that exercise is done, then we securitize by way of issuing the NCD, non-convertible debenture, that were listed on the stock exchange as well. And that issue size was not lesser. The size of issue was the 400 crore. In India, these kind of deals are happen, only 2 deals are happened in all in entire India. One happened to my company, where I was instrumental as a group CEO and director to facilitate this deal. And one deal I remember happened in somewhere in West with some West real estate developer. So in India, such kind of super structure deal happened only in 2 companies, which were one in our group, one in another company. So this was only possible by way of the funding of the alternate investment fund, because practically there was no security to offer. We have taken the entire funding by way of the client funding, by way of the construction funding. So in normal circumstances, you cannot take a third level. Basically, this is called a third level of funding. In normal case of real estate funding, only 2 levels of fundings are available. One is the client level of funding, other is the construction level of funding. Understood, Bhaskar ji? Bhaskar ji?
Got it, sir.
Achha, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So now how we add value in new age real estate funding avenue. So as far as we are concerned, so we as a professional group, so first of all, we add value by way of the strategic planning, because you have seen the options are unlimited. So now how you can opt it out the best suited option, that is the key. So first of all, our due to our expertise in corporate and consulting, our first expertise is the strategic planning, then documentation. As I mentioned, you need to develop a complete visibility of your information, your data, your documents. So that part is very important. Then feasibility analysis, your market, your due diligence part, then regulatory guidance, and then facilitating your communication, because that is also very important, because all the regulatory officials, all the AIF funds, and practically if you go the other routes also of the superior level of funding. So normally the investors and funders are belonging to the highly educated category. So in such a particular scenario, we can definitely facilitate a communication gap between developers and the various stakeholders. So I think all of you have joined our WhatsApp group of the Global Reality Institute. So that is a unique global based platform, knowledge based platform to cater the need of the creating capabilities of real estate. So that is our purpose, that how we can create a capabilities of real estate stakeholders. So we are conducting a series of programs. Our first program was under this particular series was avoiding costly mistakes under RERA. Now this is second in a category. The third program, as I have already shared. So we have planned a series of programs under this series. So our focus is that how we can create a capabilities for our real estate stakeholders, because globally a lot of things are happening. So we are trying that how we can put a global real estate practices and technologies to our Indian real estate fraternity and developers. And as far as this our company is concerned, EastProp, So we offer the comprehensive solutions under one shop. So there are many things we specialize, like RERA, IBC, funding, collaboration, strategic advisory. So these are the highly specific area, specialized area where we are offering the services. So these are some trusted, iconic real estate brands for which we have worked. So thank you so much. You can also scan this QR code if any one of you would like to uh, uh, is interested to know more about this and book any discovery call with us. So we'll be more than happy. So on one basis, we will try to resolve your queries and share our deeper insights, because we have lot of validated data with us, but due to paucity of the time I have not shared here. So if you can book the call and we can take this process further. So I also now can I stop this presentation? If you have taken the QR code snapshot, then I will stop this presentation and take the question answer. Please confirm in chat box if you are through, if you have taken the snapshot. So I am stopping this screen sharing, and now I will take the question. Yeah. So I will request all the audience that please unmute unmute yourself one by one, not all once, but at least as far as your video is concerned, please on your video, ताकि हम भी आपकी जो है वो बहुत अच्छे अच्छे फेस को देख सकें. आप लोगों ने जो है आज वीकेंड पे, विनोद जी आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. ये आपका नाम, हेलो विनोद जी अनम्यूट करिए अपने आप को, 1 मिनट. आप अनम्यूट हो रहे हैं, 1 मिनट रुको. देखिए अब अनम्यूट करिए अपने आप को आप. 1 मिनट, ये आपका नाम बड़ा डिफरेंट दिखा रहा है ये. एक आप अनम्यूट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. ओह सॉरी, आई थिंक देयर इज सम टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम. भास्कर जी आपका तो आ रही है ना आवाज, भास्कर जी? आ रही है, ओके. तो प्लीज योर ऑन योर वीडियोस, और कोई अगर आपका क्वेश्चन है तो आप पूछ सकते हैं. यू कैन अनम्यूट योर सेल्फ एंड आस्क द क्वेश्चन. विनोद जी आप चैट बॉक्स में लिख दीजिए, अगर आपका कोई क्वेश्चन है तो वो चैट बॉक्स में लिख दीजिए. सो आकाश जी, भास्कर जी, हमारे पास ना डिटेल नॉलेज रिपोर्ट्स हैं, तो डोंट वरी. जो मैंने अभी आपसे शेयर करा है ये तो बिल्कुल जिसे कहते हैं ना टिप ऑफ द आइसबर्ग है. अब जैसे SM REIT है, तो we are the first company which issued the complete knowledge report on SM-REIT. तो आप अपना जो भी आपकी अगर रिक्वेस्ट है तो मैं आपको ईमेल आईडी देता हूँ, उस पर आप भेज दीजिए। आप इस ईमेल आईडी पे अपनी रिक्वेस्ट भेज दीजिए, तो आपको जो है वो नॉलेज रिपोर्ट हमारी मिल जाएगी। तो डेट इज ए वेरी वेरी कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव नॉलेज रिपोर्ट्स। तो SM-REIT की हमारी ऑलरेडी इशू हो चुकी है, और SME IPO की अभी हमारी इन प्रोसेस में है। तो सारी आपको जितनी भी नॉलेज रिपोर्ट्स हैं वो आपको बिल्कुल मिल जाएगी। AIF है, उसकी भी जो है वो उसके साथ ही हम उसको कवर कर रहे हैं, तो उसके साथ आपको जो है वो मिल जाएगी इसमें। यू हैव टू अलाउ अस, एक मिनट, मैंने आपको अलाउ करा है, एक मिनट मैं दोबारा देखता हूँ ये क्या प्रॉब्लम है। आकाश जी देखिए, अभी आप अनम्यूट कर पा रहे हैं?
जी जी पंकज जी,
विनोद जी आप भी देखिए, क्या कर पा रहे हैं क्या अभी?
ना आपने वो आपके एंड से होल्ड रखा था।
नहीं, विनोद जी को प्रॉब्लम हो रही है अभी भी, उनको वो देख रहा हूँ मैं, उनके वो शायद वो दिक्कत है कि कुछ टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम। हाँ जी आकाश जी बताएं जी, कोई क्वेश्चन है आपका? आप अनम्यूट कर लीजिए आकाश जी।
थैंक यू सर। एक्चुअली आपका ये वेबिनार के लिए मुझे आपका इनविटेशन मिला था CS IPO बैच से।
अच्छा जी, आप क्या करते हैं?
मैं मैनेजमेंट अकाउंटेंट हूँ। वी आर इनटू बिजनेस एडवाइजरी सर्विसेज, हमारा कोलकाता में एंड
ओके, वेरी नाइस, वेरी
मिडिल
नाइस
ईस्ट में दुबई में हमारे ऑफिसेज है।
जी।
तो हम लोग यंग प्रोफेशनल्स है, साथ में काम करते हैं, फ्रॉम
ओके
चार्टर अकाउंटेंट, कंपनी सेक्रेटरी, कॉस्ट अकाउंटेंट, लॉयर, सब मिलके। तो
ओके।
ये जो रियलिटी के ऊपर अभी ये आपका सेमिनार था, इट वाज वेरी न्यू टू मी। अभी मेरे पास ये एक्सपोजर अभी तक तो नहीं था। शायद हम लोग इसके ऊपर आपके गाइडेंस से हम काम
हाँ,
कर
मेरे
सकते
देखिए मेरा पर्पस यही है, इसलिए मैंने बहुत ही एक वन लाइन में अपनी स्टोरी कह सकते हैं रियल एस्टेट की, कि फ्रॉम 300 बिलियन टू 4.8 ट्रिलियन। तो आप समझिए जैसे जस्ट ए स्पैन ऑफ 23 ईयर्स, इतना जो है एक अनफोल्ड होने वाली है अपॉर्चुनिटी हमारी कंट्री में। तो अब मैं कहता हूँ कि अगर चलिए ठीक है 16 टाइम्स भी नहीं होती है, अगर वो 10 टाइम्स ही हो जाती है तो डेट इज मोर देन एनफ। सो एवरी वन हैज़ देयर इन ए प्लेट। तो वो किसी भी आप प्रोफेशन से बिलोंग करते हैं या किसी भी एरिया से बिलोंग करते हैं, रियल एस्टेट इज समथिंग। आपको घर तो चाहिए ना साहब, आपको
बिल्कुल।
ऑफिस भी चाहिए, और आप जो है इनडायरेक्टली बहुत सारी चीजें कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं। अगर आप ई कॉमर्स कर रहे हैं तो आपको जो है वो डाटा सेंटर भी चाहिए, आपको जो है वो वेयर हाउसिंग भी चाहिए आपको। तो इसलिए एज ए यूजर जो है आपको जो है वो सारी चीज चाहिए रियल एस्टेट के जो
एक
आपके।
इकोनॉमी बिल्डअप होने के साथ साथ ये तो एंसिलरी होते हैं सर।
जी जी।
अब कमर्शियल रेजिडेंशियल दोनों ही उसका अलग अलग जगह है, लेकिन वो तो एक साथ ही बढ़ते हैं।
जी
सर ये आपका, मैंने तो आपके साथ लिंक्डइन पे कनेक्टेड हो चुके हैं, लेकिन आपका जो ईमेल आईडी है थोड़ा ये मुझे एक बार चैट बॉक्स पे अगर आप डाल देते तो हम।
हाँ, डाला है मैंने ये, एक्चुअली जिस पे ये हमारी कंपनी का ईमेल आईडी मैंने शेयर करा है, तो इस
सर
पर मैं आपको, हाँ ये आप देखिए ना पर eastprop8@gmail.com। तो आपको आपको कोई भी अगर चाहिए तो मैं जैसे आपको SM-REIT का हमारा जो नॉलेज पेपर है, वैसे तो आप उस पर भी कर सकते हैं। मैं आपको एक और लिंक वो देता हूँ अपना ये, ये बहुत इंस्टेंट है। इसमें आपको मैं जस्ट आई मिस दैट पार्ट। आप इस वेबसाइट पे जाएंगे तो इसमें एक इनसाइट्स का सेक्शन है, सो यू विल फाइंड लॉट ऑफ नॉलेज रिपोर्ट्स। तो व्हाट वी हैव डन, वी हैव क्रिएटेड नॉलेज रिपोर्ट्स एंड अपलोडेड ऑन आवर वेबसाइट। तो विदाउट एनी आवर इंटरवेंशन आप वहाँ पर सारी की सारी आपको नॉलेज रिपोर्ट्स मिल जाएंगी। बहुत सारी और भी आपको, जैसे ये तो खाली एक ही एरिया है। आप जैसे मैंने आपसे अभी शेयर करा ESG, तो पूरा हमने अभी एक पूरा नॉलेज रिपोर्ट निकाला है स्मार्ट एंड ग्रीन बिल्डर्स के ऊपर। तो उसका भी एक डिजिटल कॉपी वहाँ पे हमारे उस पे साइट के ऊपर अवेलेबल है। तो ये सारी की सारी फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट आप डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं साइट से।
जी
सारी ना, और जो अभी का जैसे मैंने बताया आपको SME IPO का इन प्रोसेस है, तो कुछ हमने जैसे जो लेटेस्ट हमारे उसके सेबी के चेंज हुए हैं, वो रिपोर्ट तो हमने वहाँ पे डाल दी है। बाकी और जो है कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव अभी हम बना रहे हैं सारा स्ट्रक्चर, so that will solve your purpose, because PPT will not solve, because PPT is based on some bullet points.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल
So,
बिल्कुल
but what we are doing, we are preparing a comprehensive knowledge report, जहाँ पे आपको अब जैसे SM-REIT की जो हमने बनाई है, उसमें जो हमारा कंटेंट है, फ्रॉम ग्लोबल कॉन्टेक्स्ट से लेकर यूज ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी, योर सेबी रेगुलेशन, योर हिस्ट्री ऑफ द एग्जिस्टिंग REIT, देन योर इन्वेस्टमेंट आउटलुक, पूरा का पूरा हमने जो है हर एरियाज का उसमें मैपिंग करी है। तो अभी मैंने यहाँ पर तो आपको इतने डिटेल में नहीं करा है, बट आप वो साइट से डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं। 54 पेज की रिपोर्ट है, वो काफी कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव।
ओके ओके श्योरली सर आई विल गो थ्रू इट थैंक
तो भास्कर जी, आप भी वहां से डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं कॉपी।
फॉर सम रीजन सर आपका वो जो आप लिख रहे हैं वो शायद इधर नहीं आ रहा है आपका चैट बॉक्स में।
अच्छा, एक मिनट। अच्छा, यू आर राइट, वो अच्छा, राइट राइट, देखिए अब आ गया है।
जी 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 अब आ गया है।
ठीक है, ठीक है।
ओके ओके थैंक यू सर।
अब विनोद जी, आप क्वेश्चन उसमें डाल दीजिए चैट बॉक्स में, अगर आपका कोई क्वेश्चन है तो चैट बॉक्स में लिख दीजिए। Okay, so now we will, with your permission, we will close the program. So we hope that you have registered for next program, because next program is also very power packed program, because all the areas we are covering in our next program are upcoming areas. हाँ जी भास्कर जी, जी एक मिनट, एक मिनट मैं, देखिए भास्कर जी, एक बार करके देखिए अनम्यूट। हाँ जी,
मैं कह रहा हूँ कि जैसे विलेज टूरिज्म में बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स आने की संभावनाएं बन रही हैं, तो इसमें भी कोई AIF हेल्प कर सकते हैं, और क्या मिनिमम स्केल होगा?
नहीं देखिए, पहले तो जो आपने अभी सेक्टर को टच अपॉन करा है, इज नॉट ओनली विलेज हेल्थ, जो बेसिक हमारा हॉस्पिटलिटी का है, जिसमें सब कुछ आता है, चाहे वो मेडिकल टूर, हॉस्पिटलिटी में हर तरह का टूरिज्म है, चाहे वो एंटरटेनमेंट का हो, चाहे वो वैकेशन का हो, चाहे वो आपका मेडिकल हो, सभी तरह का वो उसका उसी के पार्ट में आता है। तो हॉस्पिटलिटी इटसेल्फ जो अभी हमने अभी स्कैन करा है, एक बहुत बड़ा इम्पैक्ट क्रिएट करने वाली है। अभी रियल एस्टेट में जो सबसे बड़ा एक वैल्यू एडिशन होगा, उसमें हॉस्पिटलिटी इंडस्ट्री की वजह से काफ़ी एक वैल्यू एडिशन होने वाला है। तो अब जैसे आपने भी बताया कि मान लिया विलेज में कोई इस तरह का टूरिज्म का कोई वो क्या उसमें कर सकते हैं AIF, तो देखिए AIF का फंडा बहुत क्लियर है कि अगर आपके पास कोई भी ऐसी प्रोमिसिंग अपॉर्चुनिटी है, वो बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि वो दे आर नॉट बाउंड बाई RBI रेगुलेशन, देयर इन्वेस्टमेंट इज बाउंड बाई RBI रेगुलेशन, but just for the sake of bringing money from outside of India to India. But once they raise their money in India, now they are not governed by any regulation or any prohibition as far as their investment is concerned. They have the complete flexibility in their investment. I shared my example that is a super structure deal. In conventional way, विनोद जी को भी पता है इस बात का कि वो अपोलो ग्लोबल का हमारा जो है 400 करोड़ का हमारा हुआ था वो डील, उसमें 200 करोड़ उन्होंने जो है फर्स्ट टाइम में दिया, 200 बाद में दिया, और दो ही कंपनी के साथ उन्होंने डील करा, एक लॉजिस के साथ डील था, एक महाराष्ट्र के साथ डील था, महाराष्ट्र की कंपनी के साथ डील था उसमें। तो उसमें इस तरह का जो डील पॉसिबल है वो AIF के थ्रू पॉसिबल हुआ, क्योंकि नॉर्मल में हो ही नहीं सकता, आपके पास कोई एसेट ही नहीं है। तो अगर आपके पास कोई ऐसी प्रोमिसिंग अपॉर्चुनिटी है, और उसमें जो हमारा AIF है उसकी जो स्ट्रेटेजी है, देखिए 2-3 चीज़ें बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है कि जो उसकी IIF की जो स्ट्रेटेजी है, वो स्ट्रेटेजी क्या है, जो उसका इन्वेस्टमेंट आउटलुक है, वो किस तरह का उसका इन्वेस्टमेंट आउटलुक है, फोकस है, एंड नंबर 3 क्या एक वो टारगेट IR को अपना फोकस कर रहा है। तो ये जो 3 की एरियाज हैं, तो ये इट इज मोर ऑफ लाइक ऑफ जो लड़का लड़की का मैच होता है, तो हेयर इज द रोल ऑफ द एक्सपर्ट्स कि आपको जो है AIF बहुत है, लेकिन आपको कौन सा AIF मैच करेगा, तो वन हु हैज द नॉलेज ऑफ ऑल दीज, कि भाई कौन सा AIF किस स्ट्रेटेजी में, किस फोकस एरिया में, किस टारगेट आयर में काम कर रहा है, देन डेफिनेटली यू कैन बिल्कुल आप
दैट इज हाउ द टीम कैन वर्क ना, दिस
जी
इज हाउ द टीम कैन वर्क।
या
मतलब हर आदमी हर काम नहीं कर सकता, तो वी कैन ऑल डू द डिजिग्नेटेड वर्क where we are more proficient and
yeah,
effective.
but as far as your answer to question is concerned, yes, this funding is available.
Okay, any minimum ticket size?
नहीं देखिए, AIF जो है वो लो टिकट साइज, नॉर्मली दे अवॉइड लो टिकट साइज, जो उनका जो टिकट साइज है। अब जैसे कई सारे अभी आपने देखे जिसमें टिकट साइज वगैरह का जो है वो थोड़ा सा वो कैपिंग है इसमें, तो बहुत लो टिकट साइज को वो प्रीफर नहीं करते हैं इसमें। तो उसमें जरा थोड़ा सा उनके लिए एक ये है, एक क्राइटेरिया कि दे प्रीफर ए थोड़ा हाई टिकट साइज, क्योंकि उनके लिए बड़ा जो ड्यू डिलिजेंस का जो प्रोसेस है वो बहुत ही थॉरो होता है। तो वो 5 करोड़ वाले के लिए भी उतना है, 25 करोड़ वाले के लिए भी इतना है, और 50 करोड़ वाले के भी इतना है। तो नॉर्मली जो है, जो उनका जो प्रेफरेंस है वो हाई टिकट साइज के लिए थोड़ा रहता है। ओके, तो चलिए जी। नाउ क्या कह रहे हैं, क्वेश्चन किसका क्वेश्चन है, SM रीट रिटर्न। अच्छा, SM रीट का जो रिटर्न का एक्सपेक्टेशन है, देखिए देयर आर टू काइंड ऑफ रिटर्न्स इन SM रीट। वन इज द रेगुलर रिटर्न, जो रेगुलर रिटर्न मिलता है, जैसे एक आपके जैसे अभी अभी हम एग्जांपल ले लेते हैं इसका प्रॉप शेयर का। तो उस बिल्डिंग में 9% का एस्टिमेशन है, क्योंकि वो US के एक ब्लू चिप कंपनी को उन्होंने रेंट पे दिया है, प्रॉप शेयर पैलेटिना बैंगलोर की कंपनी है। तो वी आर एस्टिमेटिंग कि 9% रिटर्न तो आपको रेगुलर, 8 to 9% रिटर्न तो आपको रेगुलर आएगा। अब उसके बाद क्या है कि जैसे एसेट की वैल्यू एप्रिशिएट कर रही है, उसमें भी शेयर है यूनिट होल्डर का। तो सपोज 5 साल के बाद प्रॉप शेयर ये डिसाइड करता है कि भाई हम इस कंपनी से एग्जिट लेते हैं, नाउ वी विल इन्वेस्ट इन अदर एसेट्स। तो 5 साल में जितनी भी वैल्यू एप्रिशिएट होगी, तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल आज उस एसेट की वैल्यू 100 करोड़ है, और 5 साल के बाद उस एसेट की वैल्यू मान लिया 200 करोड़ हो जाती है, तो वो जो 200 करोड़ में उस यूनिट होल्डर का शेयर है वो भी उसको मिलेगा। तो 9% तो उसको रिटर्न मिल ही रहा है, उसको रेगुलर रिटर्न, और जो कैपिटल एप्रिसिएशन है वो भी रिटर्न मिलेगा। तो सबसे बड़ा एक जो वंडरफुल इसमें जो एडवांटेज है इन्वेस्टर्स के लिए, कि रियल इस्टेट की सारी जो बेनिफिट है इन्वेस्टमेंट की, वो सारी उनको मिलनी है, बट वो रिस्क कम है ड्यू टू लो टिकट साइज। रिस्क इज लो, क्योंकि यहाँ तो 10 लाख रुपए में आपने इन्वेस्टमेंट कर दिया 100 करोड़ के एसेट में। तो वो थोड़ा सा एक बहुत बड़ा एडवांटेज है। या कल जैसे मैंने आपको एग्जाम्पल बताया कि आपने 1 करोड़ इन्वेस्टमेंट करना है, तो 1 करोड़ एक एसेट में ना करके आप 10 एसेट में करिए। जब आपके पास 10 SM REIT हो जाएंगे तो 10 एसेट में करिए आप। तो डेट मेक सेंस कि आप अपने रिटर्न को हाई कर सकते हैं, रिस्क को कम कर सकते हैं, और एप्रिसिएशन में भी जो है पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं। So I think I'm done with all this, and thank you so much. Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.